We're going to Playa de Ses Illetes, whatever the fuck it's called, and let's go fucking do this shit. Whoa, shit! I almost got ran over. What is this place? Wow, incredible. This is beautiful out here. So I've been here for a little over 2 weeks now, and I guess I should talk about some of my thoughts. And overall, I quite like my time here in Formentera. Of course, there's a lot of things that are kind of shitty about it, but I'll talk about those a little later. Overall though, it's pretty beautiful out here. It's definitely more developed than I thought it would be. For example, my internet speeds here is much better than I would get back home. I guess that's kind of something to be expected though if it's a tourist area. I mean, if tourists can't access their internet at a very fast speed, they're gonna be pissed off about it. And out here, tourists are the king. I can't get over what I'm seeing out here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can't turn the camera because I'm biking, but damn, that is really beautiful. All right, so where was I? All right, so I was talking about things I like about Formentera. And I guess no better way to start than my experience first landing into Formentera. When I first landed into the port of La Savina, that's the port that everyone gets off when you're coming into Formentera from Ibiza, because the only way to get to Formentera is to take the ferry. There's no airports here. They don't want an airport. This is the only thing you can do. My first experience getting into the port was that the first thing I smelled was weed. Some dude was just lighting a joint, like, without a care in the world. It's just seen as a totally normal thing to just fucking go on the streets and just light a joint, because why the hell not? And that's what they say when that's what they mean when they say Formentera is a very hippie-ish island. You really can just, go balls out with all the drugs you want in the world, all the weed you want. And it's decently cheap from what people have told me, and it's pretty readily available. Like, hold on, here's the entrance to where we're looking for. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh my God, I almost tripped because I had to stop because that stupid bus was gonna get in the way. Anyway, this is where we want to go. All right, so we're back riding. See what it's like out here. Geez, this is so bumpy. Wow, look at that. Look where we are now. Man, I'm getting sidetracked just talking about my experience in Formentera and just riding through this entire thing. I mean, it's really beautiful. It's really something that I've never seen in my entire life. And I've been to a lot of places. I've been to over 10 countries at least. I've seen many things, but never something like this. So yeah, the first thing I smelled at the port was weed. People here are very natural and relaxed, I guess, compared to anywhere else in the world. You can just smoke weed, you can snort cocaine, and it's viewed as totally acceptable. And a lot of people smoke weed. Like the teachers at my school, for example, a lot of them have or do smoke weed. And they basically told me, like my roommate, whose teacher is a high school teacher here, basically told me that, yeah, Wow, this is really bumpy. Yeah, if you want a dealer, I could probably ask my coworkers and they could probably point you to the right way. So no shortage of weed out here, and if you want to smoke it out here, no cops is gonna care, even though it's technically illegal. Most will probably tell you just smoke it somewhere else. If you're somewhere like in St. Francisco, which is the largest settlement or capital in Formentera. Anyway, look at that. This is where we are. Welcome. Here, let me just go take a look at that because everyone's going to want to see what this is. Welcome to Ses Illetes. I don't even know how to pronounce this name, but I just know this is the place we're going. And how people here are pretty laid back and chill as a result. I wouldn't say as a result, but I guess it's a symptom of it. Like in Spain, all around Spain in general, there's a culture of having the siesta throughout the middle of the afternoon, maybe around 4 to 6 o'clock. And basically all the shops are closed during that time period. Oh shit, I guess this is where we get off. I don't know, let's just keep riding as long as we can. But you can see the beach. And so everything is closed, and it can be pretty inconvenient if you want to go to a certain restaurant. They're not open at all hours of the day, or any store really is not open at all hours of the day. It's not a guarantee. I guess that's where we really have to park. All right, 1 second. So yeah, as I was saying, there's just something very mysterious about this place, something I've never seen or experienced before in my life, and it makes me really excited to want to keep exploring the island, even though we're now entering what's people call the dead time of the year because holidays are over, tourist season is over, and a lot of people are going to be moving out of the island, a lot of businesses are going to close. See, there isn't even many people out here at this time. Sure, there's some people, but this beach would probably normally be full during the summer. And yeah. So it's going to be really interesting to live here for 8 months and have to deal and have to see what it's like living here during the winter when there's only going to be about 2,000, 3,000 people on the whole island. Look at that. Can you see that? There's islands out there. It's like you could swim out there if you really wanted to. I don't have my swim gear on me because I thought because the wind it's so windy today that the water would be too cold to swim, but damn. Looks really beautiful out here. So, to recap, I've said that drugs are readily available here. It could be a good or bad thing depending on your point of view. And that siestas are a thing. People are really laid back here. And nothing is ever done on time because people here are so laid back. It's not seen as an important thing out on these islands to be punctual about anything. I don't even know if that's true throughout the entirety of Spain. I guess that's just my first impression so far. I don't know too much about this island. I'm just exploring and trying to learn with the rest of you guys what this place is all about. Just look for a place to sit. I mean, anywhere really. Man, look at that sandcastle. Want to see the sandcastle? Wow. It's not bad. Alright, let's just Let me just stand out here and just relax for a bit. Now, is that beautiful or what? And that's just self-explanatory about this island. It's beautiful, and it's really uninhabited. It's not overly commercialized and ruined like Hawaii or many other smaller islands. There's no hotel out here. Can you see a hotel? I sure as fuck can't. Litter is kept to an absolute minimum out here. Like, you rarely see litter. Like, this is kind of rare. But if they see you littering out here, it's a €1,000 fine. So you better be prepared to pay if you get caught littering. They take conservation and nature very seriously out here. And I say that's a really good thing, because a place like this shouldn't be ruined by corporate interests. So let's talk about some of the bad things that I don't like about Formentera. I guess they're not too bad, I'd say. They're just smaller annoyances, more if anything. And I guess annoyance number one that just keeps popping up in my head is just that you have to go to Ibiza if you want to do anything. Living here as an auxiliar, whatever, I can't pronounce it, but living here as a language assistant is very troublesome, especially because you have to go to Ibiza for any sort of business, and when you first come here, they treat you like a tourist, so you're gonna have to pay €45 each, €45 round trip. So you have to go to the school meeting to get private insurance that doesn't help you at all for reasons I've stated before, but let me go over them again. Reason number one is that there isn't really a hospital out here. If anything serious happens to you, like you get ran over or you're having a heart attack or anything like that, your chances of survival are very slim, because they have to helicopter you all the way to Ibiza, and that's a very long time. It takes 30 minutes to get here by ferry, and who knows how long it will take to get to the nearest hospital in Ibiza, and worse, the hospital in Ibiza isn't even fully equipped to deal with every sort of medical emergency. If something really bad happens, they have to take you all the way to Mallorca. And number two is that because it's private insurance, and how the healthcare system works in Spain is that there's two systems: the private system and the public system. The public system is funded by the government, private funded by private corporations. So on this island, there isn't any private hospitals, and there's very, very few private doctors. So what my school has been trying to do is like trying to get me on the public system, so at least I am near like whatever biggest medical facility I can possibly take, even though they're not equipped to do absolutely everything. It's mostly just a clinic at best. How it works in Spain when you come here as an auxiliar is that you get your visa or your visado, and depending on if your visa has a NIE or if it doesn't have a NIE, mine did, you have to go to the nearest police station, ask your school to help you out, because my school is doing everything. Thank God. I would be screwed if I had to do this on my own. And once you have the NIE, you have to get these documents, like you have to open a bank account, you have to pay a certain tax form, you have to fill out this form on some website about getting an appointment for your TIE, which is your extranjero, your Spain ID card, which is what's needed if you want to stay in Spain for longer than 90 days. Because your visa when you come here, it only lasts till 90 days. So you're expected as a foreigner to go through this process to be able to stay for the rest of your 8 months. All right, so I covered that part, and you have to sign up for an appointment, and depending on how unlucky you are, there might not be an appointment until 1 or 2 months away, and it takes 3 weeks for you to get your extranjero card. So you might even be shit out of luck that you don't even receive your card in time before your visa expires. And it becomes a real problem if you want to go do some traveling around Europe. Like, there might be a serious problem with you not being able to get back into the country if you don't have that extranjero card. They expect that at the border patrols. Even now, for me, it's kind of a shaky thing to do. Like, I want to go do some traveling around Europe, but I really don't want to risk anything bad happening until I get that extranjero card. You have to go to Ibiza twice, so that's 45, 90. That's like that's 130. That's over 100 euros, 135 total, and that's if you have absolutely everything and you don't have to go back. Like, if you go to the police station you're supposed to in Ibiza and they tell you that you don't have everything and they're going to send you back, you just lost 45 euros and tons of time. So that's really bad, and the school isn't even really helping you out. Well, I wouldn't say the school. My school has been doing great. They actually paid for my trip out to Ibiza the second time, but the program itself isn't going to really help you with paying these costs, and you're only getting paid 700 euros a month. And on top of Formentera probably being the most expensive of all the Balearic Islands and also the smallest, you're just not in a really good position financially to save money. You get views like this, but that's really all it comes down to. Number two, I guess, is that, it's just that you're on the smallest island and you have to go take a ferry for everything, and the ferry is not just for like tourists, it includes everything. This island is not self-sufficient on its own in terms of natural resources. Everything has to come from somewhere. So everything comes from like ferries from Ibiza or ferries from Mallorca to Ibiza to Formentera. So all of your grocery, all your vegetables, any sort of like resource that's required in like modern society has to get shipped from somewhere. So the price goes up. And also, if you want to buy anything online, you have to wait at least 5 days. At least. It's probably going to be longer than a week because it gets shipped from wherever in Europe, and then it has to go ride a ferry. That takes X amount of time. And yeah, you have to. It's just not convenient. I have an Amazon Prime account here in Spain, and note to self, and note to other viewers out there, your Amazon Prime accounts do not transfer from region to region. If you have an American Amazon Prime account, it won't transfer here to Spain. They're two separate entities, but you can get a free trial either way, so take advantage of the free trial like I'm doing. So it's not free 2-day shipping out here in the Balearic Islands anywhere, and especially out here in Formentera. It's free shipping, and it could be 5 days, it could be a week. So it's not really convenient out here to do online shopping, but sometimes it's your only option because, as a foreigner, because you still do not get the resident discount to be able to go out to Ibiza as much as you want. And when you do get the resident discount, when you do get the extranjero and you get yourself registered here in Formentera, it's only about 5 to 6 euros round trip to go to Ibiza. But until then, online shopping is probably your best bet to get anything you can't find here locally. So yeah, basically all the cons related to living out here just deals with the fact that you're on this small island, there's no airport, and the people decided the island should be this way. They don't want an airport out here to ruin like all of this natural beauty. It'll take too much space. This island is too small as it is. So they all decided that, yeah, if you want to come here, you have to go by ferry. And it works out pretty well because this island still gets tons and tons of Italian tourists. Like, this area feels like Little Italy, or even more than Little Italy. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.